In July of 1996, skeletal remains were found along the Columbia River in the state of Washington. These remains were turned over to archaeologist James Chatters. His initial impression was that they had come from a Caucasian settler about 150 years ago. Upon further study, and with the help of radiocarbon dating, Chatters determined that the remains were approximately 9,500 years old. He dubbed these remains Kennewick Man. There was only one problem. By all known scientific facts, there should not have been a Caucasian male in the Americas 9,500 years ago. The scientific community was very excited by this new find. However, the Native American community was also excited, but for a very different reason. They claimed that these were the remains of one of their ancestors and demanding their immediate return for reburial. The resulting arguments and lawsuits would go on for another 20 years. But the only real question is, whom should these remains belong to? The scientific community or the Native American community? This debate has many facets: political, religious, cultural, racial, and mostly moral. Early archaeological theory held great stock in the notion that race could be determined by the study of skulls, either by their shape or capacity. While forensic anthropology has some success with this type of theory when determining what a person may have looked like, this is not a reliable method for ancient peoples. It has been determined that skull characteristics can be changed by environmental factors. It was by this method that Chatters initially determined what he thought Kennewick Man should look like. In actuality, it has been determined that not only is skull science not an accurate method, but neither is more modern methods such as DNA testing. Modern-day theory holds that racial theory itself should be non-existent and that we are all part of one species. Since race itself should not be a factor, it makes sense that these remains should belong to all of mankind and not one particular group. The claims by Native Americans that all ancient peoples are their ancestors brings back the same old racial arguments. In addition, modern-day migration theory holds that migration probably happened not at a single time frame, but at different times in history and from different places. With the distribution of different peoples over such a long time frame, nothing is certain. It is for this reason these remains are so important, to increase our knowledge of the past. There is also the issue of Indian identity. Not all tribes or even members of a tribe agree on what classifies a person as a Native American. Most tribes hold some kind of percentage of blood restrictions, but this is not universal. So if there can be no concrete evidence to link these remains to a particular group, how can anyone lay claim to these remains? The debate is very complicated and emotions run high in both camps. Not even all Native Americans even agree that the remains should not be studied. But our understanding of who we are as a human race is a constantly changing thing. It is through study of such remains that we gain new insight and knowledge. By not studying finds such as these, we are throwing away a golden opportunity to find out about our past, where we came from, and perhaps where the human race is headed.